Alright guys, what's going on? This is Otis here, and today I've got a guide on all the assault weapons and the certain weapons that they can use for the medics. And, I'm going to start off with the very first one that's actually become my favorite weapon since I started using them and unlocking all the weapons and getting all the information on them, which is the M16 mask, which actually ends up replacing your med kit, so you won't be able to heal anyone when you're alive at least, but this shotgun, you can actually unlock all the different rounds you can with the normal shotgun, the frags, the buck, and I think there's one more, but I don't know. I just didn't use any of them yet. I know I unlocked a few of them, but it's definitely my new favorite weapon, and I actually want to do maybe a commentary coming up soon with just this gun because I had so much fun using it and testing it out. But I'm going to go down through the whole weapons list. The 320s going to be next, and I'm going to have an order of what guns I like the least all the way up to what gun is my favorite. But the one advantage definitely to using the M26 is, or the disadvantage I would say is you only have 5 bullets, and it does take a little bit longer reload, and you don't get any scopes for it. So that is the one downside for using the M26. Okay, and the next weapon we have up here is the M320, which is the grenade launcher, which if you do happen to use it and choose it, it replaces your med kit, so you would not have your med kit, just like the M26 it does replace. And, it's definitely something that does have its advantages. I would say definitely use it on the smaller, shorter, and closer sized maps. And another good really useful thing too is on certain maps where you have buildings, it's good, to knock some fences down or some buildings down, to get them out of the way. Alright guys, and this is the M320 buck that, I absolutely love with this weapon, and it's almost a guilty pleasure of mine just to run around with it sometimes. I mean, it's not really, you don't have really have a good spread as you would with a normal shotgun, but it's pretty fun just to run around and kill people with. I mean, I know the very last clip it shows I do end up shooting it at him when I do think it would hit him and it doesn't, but it's just something that you definitely it's just something to use, and it's something different. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend the grenade launcher for sure, but it's just another weapon option you can use. Alright guys, and now on to the weapons, and this is the AN-94, which I absolutely hate it. It's my least favorite gun in the game. It's a 2-round burst, and the iron sights in it are just atrocious, and pretty much with the iron sight you're not able to really see if anything's coming from your right side sometimes, and so a lot of times that'll kill you when you're first starting to use the gun and rank up. And you can shoot it pretty fast in the gun, and it raises up a lot, even with the foregrip on, if you do happen to shoot it out pretty quick, if you have a quick enough trigger finger. And it's just something that I personally don't like, and I definitely wouldn't recommend. I would recommend an automatic over this. And this is the AN-74 with using the red dot, which makes it a little bit more tolerable for me. But I don't like the reload animation too. I just think the reloading takes a little bit too long. I don't want to see my guy grab a clip, flick the one clip off that's in the gun, and jam it another one. And it's just I just think definitely for being a burst gun, I think it's definitely way too weak, and it should be a little bit stronger. And it's just something that's unfortunate because it definitely could be a better gun. I know a lot of people do use this and they do like it and enjoy it, but this is just definitely a gun that is just not for me at all, and I just hated using it, and I will probably never use it again. Alright, and the next gun up is the G3A3, and the one thing that I do like about this gun, it has really, really good iron sights, but it's just one of those guns that, it only has 20 rounds in the weapon, and it fires extremely slow. I believe it's the slowest firing, well, it is the slowest firing fully automatic assault rifle that's in the game, and so you're kind of at a disadvantage when you only have 20 rounds, and then it slowly fires too. When you're shooting at someone, you better hit him, otherwise you're going down pretty much every time. Which is unfortunate because, it's a decent weapon. It's definitely a gun you have to use at medium to long range. And one thing that is manageable about the G3 is definitely once you put a scope on it, I mean, you're able to definitely win these little bit longer fights, I would say, because the damage is a little bit more than some of the other assault rifles. I don't believe it's the most damaging one, but you know, if you have a scope on and you're at a medium to long range, you should pretty much win the fight almost every single time. You know, that you're fighting someone. Alright, and the next weapon up is the M416, and I believe it has the lowest amount of recoil, because I mean, it seems like when you're firing this thing at like full auto from close range or far range, it doesn't move whether you have a grip or not, or a scope, which you know, is good. I know a lot of people work really well with that. It's just, you know, it's not something for me. Like, I need weapons that damage more, and I can get used to the recoil here and there. The one good thing about the RDS, when you do get a scope onto it and you're able to shoot the you know, people with the scopes, is it's definitely, I would say, it's definitely the best gun for close quarters, or, well, maybe not the best one, but it's probably like the second best, maybe third best at close quarters, but it's definitely the best gun, I would say, at medium range, and that's just because the damn thing just doesn't move no matter how much you're shooting at it. And, you know, it's something that, you know, that I really like and enjoyed, you know, using it. I definitely didn't like it at, you know, no scope, or using the iron sights for this gun. It's definitely one gun where I have to absolutely use a scope, or it's just going to be just a horrible, horrible weapon for me. But, you know, it's definitely one gun that I probably will be using a little bit more, but maybe on the, like Bazaar, some of the more little bit open maps, but they're still a little bit close quartered. And the next weapon that we have on the list here is the AEK 971, I believe it is, or 91, not 971, 91. And oh yeah, it is in the 971. But anyways, you know, it's something that you know, it's got the old classic you know, AK-47 sights, and so it pretty much is, you know, it's a good decent sight, I would say. You know, it's got a really high extreme rate of fire. I believe it's the third most, followed by the F2000, the Famas, of course, being the best, and this one's the third. And you know, there's very little recoil once you put the foregrip on and the scopes, and so it's a really good manageable weapon. And with when you put a scope on the AEK, it's something that you know, it's overall, I would say, it's probably, once you combine all the factors in, like the really good rate of fire, the little recoil, and you know, pretty good moderate damage, I would definitely probably say this is the second best overall gun, and my first overall gun being the M16. These two weapons are the very first weapons I used in the game, and they're very. This was the very first gun that I actually got 500 kills with, and you know, it's just overall, it's just a really decent weapon once you get a scope for it and you're able to unlock everything. And you know, it's just definitely one that I recommend, you know, because you have it right away on the Russian side using. So I would definitely recommend using it. All right, the next weapon on the list is the AK-74, which is definitely, I would probably say, probably the most average gun once you put it all in the middle and you look at all the other guns. It's definitely the average gun. Yeah, like a good old classic, you know, AK-47. You know, type iron sights. You know, something that I don't particularly like. I know a lot of people do like the AK's iron sights. It's just definitely not something for me. But you know, they're decent to work with until you get, you know, a few kills and get it ranked up and stuff. But I mean, overall, I think you unlock it pretty quickly, and it's a pretty fun gun to use. And the AK-74, once you put a scope on it, it's you know, it's a pretty good, powerful weapon, and you know, it's just something. It's something that I like. I believe it was the third or fourth weapon that I just exclusively started using. You know, because you know, it's just one of those guns that's got, you know, it's a little bit better than the AEK. With fire rate and damage, I believe, from, you know, using it. I don't know if it actually is or not, but I feel that way. But you know, it's just another good overall weapon. It's definitely one you could use medium and close range for sure. I definitely wouldn't recommend it as a long distance rifle. And the next gun up to the plate, what we have here is the L85A2. And I know the people from the old SOCOM 2 days, you know, a few of the buddies. I know John, when you guys watch this, you'll love the old IW shout out, which was, you know, it was a gun that was used in the SOCOM 2 days, which is a long time ago for some PlayStation 2 gamers. I know there's a few of them that played it that are subscribed to me, but you know, I would definitely say these are the best iron sights, probably hands down, in the game. And the other thing too is there's just no recoil. I mean, it's just the gun goes forward and backwards, so there's almost no recoil with it. And you know, it's a good, fun thing to use. I mean, there's just no damage. That's the only downside to it. And another good thing about, you know, the L85 is that, you know, just because, you know, there's absolutely just no recoil, you know, in almost like any position that you're using it in, it's just like a, you know, it's a gun that you could grab it with the iron sights and, you know, get some good kills right away. I mean, the damage isn't that good. I mean, you'll get killed typically a lot faster if someone's got a shotgun or a Famas or another gun that shoots a little bit faster, has a little bit more damage. You know, if you're on like in a 1v1 like situation, like close quarters. But I mean, overall, it's a pretty fun gun. I'll probably be getting my 500 kills with this one after I finish the Famas and the PB gun. But you know, overall, it's just definitely a gun I would recommend in close quarters and medium quarters. Definitely not long range at all. And now what we have here is the KH-2000, which is a burst fire weapon. You know, it starts out with a triple, but you can also do a single or a double on it. And you know, it's another gun that's got almost identical iron sights, I would say, to the M16, which you know, makes it a really, really popular weapon for me because I absolutely love the M16's iron sights. But you know, there's almost, you know, not really any drawbacks using this weapon. I mean, you'll lose in a few close quarters fights because it's burst, but it's just one of those weapons that, you know, if you're able to control and, you know, control like the burst fire in it, like you can really do some serious damage with the gun. You know, because most of the burst weapons, there's just no recoil if you're actually truly legitimately doing the burst. And even if you do it as fast as you can, if you really tap that and make it almost automatic, there's still, you know, very little recoil, you know, with this weapon. And another good thing too about the burst weapons that are, you know, really good too, is if you actually do save a little bit of ammo, so you're able to engage them at a little bit longer of a distance. And with burst weapons, you're typically usually able to get a little bit more rounds on them to kill them, which is, you know, very helpful. Alright, and now we're in my last three remaining favorite guns, and the M16 was the very first gun that I had 500 kills with, and, you know, it's just, you know, there's almost no recoil. The damage is very, very good. It's got the best iron sights, you know, I believe in the game, like hands down. I mean, you have this huge circle, and so, you know, if that guy's in that circle anywhere, then you're able to line up and pretty much just unload on him without, you know, any worry about missing him because with the no recoil. And just, you know, it's an overall, you know, pretty good gun. You know, you could use it in close quarters. You could use it in, you know, middle range, even in, you know, long range combat. Another thing that really helps the M16 too is it has an absolute, really quick reload time, and so I believe it's the shortest. I'm not fully sure, but I'm pretty sure it's either the quickest or it's the second quickest reloading time, and so, you know, you're able to get. It's got a pretty decent rate of fire. It's not. I'd probably say it's probably about in the middle for rate of fire, but you know, even though it's not that good rate of fire, you're able to reload really quickly and, you know, re-engage that target really quickly. So you're able to get, you know, a good amount of rounds on the person. You're able to keep those rounds on the person pretty quickly, which is really nice. Alright, and now we have my personal second favorite gun in the game now, which is the F2000. And it's got a really, really high rate of fire, really good iron sights. I'd probably have to say, for me, probably like third or fourth best iron sights. You know, you just have pretty much that circle, and you have your front two prongs pretty much for the gun, and it's got almost, actually, you know, I'd describe the crosshairs, or not the crosshairs, the iron sights almost as the SCAR pretty much iron sights, but, you know, it's got an extremely high rate of fire. It's the second highest rate of fire, only followed by the Famas. And, you know, the damage is really well on it. So, you know, it's a gun that, you know, is used, and it's pretty popular. And, you know, since I started using it, I'm really enjoying it too. And with the F2000, once you're able to get a scope on there, it's just so much more powerful, and it's, you know, it's something that, you know, you can destroy people with at short range, medium range, even that long range. So it's got enough damage and, you know, almost, you know, slight recoil, so you're able to acquire those downrange targets. But you know, it's definitely a close quarters and then medium quarters type of weapon. That's what I would recommend the combat for. But, you know, it's just overall, it's a really decent weapon. The reload time is really quick on it too. So not only can you just shoot a lot of bullets, I mean, you're able to, you know, pretty much get them on target pretty quickly too, because the iron sights are good, and then the scopes are really good for it too. Alright, and last but not least is the Famas, which has, hands down, by far the worst iron sights I've ever seen in a gun and in a game. It's just, you have like a hole the size of, I mean, I can't even, like, look how small it is. It's just like ridiculous. And I mean, it took me a while too to get some decent kills with the iron sight of the Famas, but you know, it's got the highest rate of fire. It's got really high damage too. So I mean, close range, it's the best weapon. I mean, overall, I mean, for me, this is the best weapon in the game. I know a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people use it. So I mean, you know, it's just hit and miss kind of. You know, but once you're able to actually get a scope for the Famas, it's just such a powerful weapon. I mean, the one definite downside for it is it's a long reloading time, and it just seems like it's almost forever. But I mean, some people say it's kind of overpowered. I mean, I would say the long reloading time definitely doesn't make it overpowered. But you know, I know they are toning it down in the so-called February patch. But you know, it's just something that, you know, I like and enjoy, and I know a lot of people don't, but you know, it is what it is. But you know, if you guys ended up liking this weapons guide, you know, let me know. I'm gonna do one for each class, you know, because I still haven't used all the weapons in this game, because I know it's so long, and so, you know, that's why I ended up doing this weapons guide, because I know a lot of people haven't used all the weapons yet, and you know, maybe they haven't tried the assault class out full, maybe they want a little bit more information on. But you know, let me know, you guys, if you guys liked it or not, and I'll do it for all the other classes. But you know, thanks for watching, everyone. And subscribe too if you did enjoy it.